Tonight we look at a new gun that can fire 8 rounds in rapid succession. It hits Australia next month and 7,000 have already pre-sold. Why is it in Australia's least restricted firearm category? That's coming up after the news.
From the cradle to the grave, the devastating impact of family violence on children. A distinctive gun and new CCTV vision offers new leads about the shooting of a policeman in Moonee Ponds last week.
We're asking for the community's help in trying to determine the origins of that firearm.
Researchers find heavier babies are at greater risk of childhood cancer.
The greatest value we'll get from this finding is to be able to find out why it's true. We know so little about the causes of childhood cancer.
And off his bike but out of hospital, James Hird suffers concussion after taking a tumble.
I think we won't do any wet weather riding anymore. You can take the car, I think.
Good evening, Ian Henderson with ABC News. The Royal Commission into Family Violence has heard disturbing evidence about the impact of abuse on children. On the second day of public hearings, experts told the Commission children who are either attacked themselves or see other family members hurt are prone to depression and low self-esteem, which can persist for a lifetime. And as Danny Morgan reports, the damage starts early.
Even from the moment they're conceived, it appears children can be victims of family violence. The Royal Commission heard pregnant women subjected to physical abuse release stress-related hormones. The Commission also looked specifically at the Aboriginal community. It was told 9 out of every 10 Aboriginal children removed from their home were removed because of family violence. Victoria's Commissioner for Aboriginal Children told the hearing some Aboriginal leaders were reluctant to accept that men were the major perpetrators, and that translated to a lack of funding for women's services.
But what we actually need is money going to programs that support the rights of victims, that supports the rights of Koori women.
The public hearings continue tomorrow. Danny Morgan, ABC News, Melbourne.
Police have made a breakthrough in their hunt for the gunman who shot a fellow officer at Moonee Ponds last week. They've found CCTV footage of 2 suspects and a distinctive gun they believe was used in the attack. Alison Savage has the details.
Just over an hour after the 31-year-old constable was shot in the head through the window of his patrol car, security cameras captured the suspect's Ford Escape being driven into Hossack Avenue in North Coburg. Moments later, 2 men are seen fleeing the scene. The car was set alight.
They're 2 males, possibly in their late 20s, possibly early 30s. It's very difficult to depict.
This distinctive gun was found a few streets from where the burnt-out car was found. Police are confident someone can identify the firearm.
We do.
Angela Ross in the Hobart newsroom. Apologies, we've been experiencing a few technical difficulties. Northern Australia's cattle industry is devastated after the Indonesian government dramatically slashed cattle import permits. The federal government has dismissed suggestions the surprise decision is the result of political tension between Australia and its neighbour.
Indonesia has issued just 50,000 cattle import permits for the quarter, 1/5 of the number issued last quarter. Australia's live cattle industry is hoping this quarter's low permit quota is just a bump in the road. Sally Brooks, ABC News.
Protesters have returned to the streets of Greece, angered by the harsh conditions of a new bailout deal with Europe. The rescue package is designed to create new jobs and bolster the banks. But Greece will be forced to sell off valuable state assets. Europe correspondent Barbara Miller reports.
Back home with a difficult task on his hands, Alexis Tsipras must convince the Greek parliament to back a deal he knows will be unpopular.
The solar industry has warned that the government's decision to cut taxpayer support to the sector will backfire. Canberra has banned the Clean Energy Finance Corporation from investing in wind farms and household rooftop solar. Here's business and finance correspondent Philip Lasker. To finance now, and Australia's share market, along with others around the world, has rallied strongly on the prospect of a deal to keep Greece in the euro. Here's Alan Kohler.
Well, yesterday's deal between the Greek Prime Minister and the European Union is not yet an actual deal until it's endorsed by Greece's Parliament, and even then the bar on this high jump has been set very high, so Greece might not be able to jump it. But for the moment it was good enough for global share traders to flip the switch to buy. So European markets jumped by an average of 2%, America more than 1% and Japan 1.5%. China, of course, is in a world all its own, and today the market there fell. And look at that big spike and crash of dairy imports from New Zealand. And that's finance.
AFL coach James Hird has spent the day in hospital under observation for concussion after a crash on his push bike last night. He's now recovering at home, but it's not yet clear whether he'll be well enough to coach Essendon on Friday night.
James Hird is no stranger to helmets, in both his playing days and later as a coach. And it's a good thing he was wearing one last night when he crashed his bike riding home in wet conditions.
To the weather now, and showers cleared to the southeast this morning, but started up again in the northwest as a low pressure system approached Tasmania. The skies were clear in the east. The top temperatures were as much as 4 degrees below average. The highest was only 12 degrees at Eddystone Point. It got to 10 in both Hobart and Launceston. Yesterday and overnight, the highest rainfall was 12 millimetres, which was shared by Eaglehawk Neck, Port Arthur, Woodbridge and Mount Reid. The national satellite sequence shows a frontal cloud band over northwestern Tasmania and the southeastern mainland associated with an approaching low pressure system. Clear skies lie over much of the northern mainland. Tomorrow's synoptic chart shows weakened low pressure centres over the southeastern mainland. The high pressure system persists to the south of Western Australia, with ridges extending to the south of Tasmania. Interstate tomorrow, it'll be partly cloudy in Perth. There'll be showers in Adelaide and Melbourne. Showers are likely in Sydney. It'll be sunny in Darwin and there'll be early frost in Brisbane. In Tasmania, there'll also be frost in the morning. There'll be showers about the Bass Strait Islands, which will clear around the middle of the day. It's also possible there'll be showers about the south and east coast. Expect a top of 9 in Hobart, 11 in Launceston, Burnie and Devonport, 10 in Strahan and 12 in St Helens and Swansea. Sunrise will be at 7:37. We don't have the coastal waters mapped tonight. The winds will be south to southeasterly 15 to 25 knots, easing to 10 to 20 knots during the afternoon about the west, south and lower east. The swells 4 metres in the west and south, 2 metres in the east and 1 metre up north. The outlook for Thursday, it'll be very cold at first with areas of frost, but at least the sun will be out across most of the state apart from possible showers about the south, east and west coasts. And on Friday, it'll be fine in the north, but there'll be showers elsewhere, frequent in the south, with snowfalls to around 800 metres. And that's ABC News for now. I'll be back with an update in about an hour. Next up, 7:30.